Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. And is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and come on down. Welcome to another reaction video. Today, we're going to react to 3 True Ding Dong Ditch Horror Stories Part 2, even though it doesn't say it. This video is by Mr. Nightmare. If you haven't already, be sure you go stop by and go check out the last video. And if you guys don't know the 3 rules and the additional rule that I added on myself, then you have no business playing Bing Bong Ding Dong Ditch. Number 1, gotta be quick, man. Don't wear sandals. Don't wear anything that may hinder your speed, your direction travel. You know, just change your foot movements. 2, do not look back. You have to look back. Just look back once, because once you turn back around, either 1 or 2 things are going to happen. 1, the door's going to be open and they're going to see your face, or 2, you're going to turn around and it's going to be someone right in front of you. And 3, if you fall, you better get back up. Or the one I added on to, if you ring a doorbell and no one answers and you go back and ring it a second time, you're wrong. 1 time and you're out of there. Who is it? God damn it, Dale! Story 1.
During Christmas break, my friends Chris, Presto, Robert, Luke, Chase, Jamie, and Kevin were tired of just only watching football all night. We decided that one day we would ding dong ditch. Towards the end of our break, we all gathered at a pizza place and started going around town trying to find a perfect house. After we found a house, my friend Chris rang the doorbell like 5 times and we all ran away laughing. Then we did this for a second time and we all ran away laughing again. When we went back for a 3rd time, my friend Chris again went to ring the bell, and he rang it again at least 5 times, and we all ran away.
Told you don't do it, man.
After this time, we thought that the people in the house were just not giving into our prank, and we started to walk back to my friend Presto's house. While all of a sudden, I looked back and saw this man charging full speed at us. I told everyone to start running, and I saw the panic in all my friends' eyes. Presto slipped while we were running, but was fast enough to catch back up with us.
There we go.
We then took shelter in Presto's backyard, and we saw the man wandering around the block looking for us until he gave up. We were all scared and decided to just go home, but we wanted to do the same house again the next day. When the next day arrived, I told my friends that this time I would ring the bell because I haven't in a while.
No, don't do that. You know he's going to be on the lookout, and y'all would be dumb enough to go back and do the same house. Rule number 4, do not use the same house. Say it with me inside of the chat. Do not go back to the same house.
I got up and rang the bell, and we all started to run away. We all saw the man again chasing us. After we kept running and couldn't see him, we noticed that the man was now in his car, speeding after us.
Oh, yeah, his keys ready.
This is when we started to split up. Me, Chase, Robert, and Kevin all ran down one block.
That was smart.
While Luke, Jamie, and Presto ran down another. After Chase and Robert found a place to hide, Kevin and I were still running away from the man. We hid under some trees for 10 seconds, thinking we lost the man. Well, the man started to run over people's properties and curbs, still after us.
Damn, is that serious?
Kevin started to run away, and I followed him. But because Kevin had a head start, he was able to escape. And the man saw me and nearly hit me with his car while blocking my way. While the man stopped his car in front of me, I quickly took out my phone and recorded this video.
Get over here. Where were you going? Sir, I swear I gotta do anything. Where were you going? Sir, I swear I gotta do anything. Sir. Get in the car, you fuck.
Go, boy, run! Run! God.
You can see the man's reaction, asking me where I was going and telling me to get in his car as he was holding my head and arm, but let go of my arm to open the door. While he was doing this, he took my hand and pushed his hand off my head, which gave me enough room to escape. While I was sprinting down the road, I remember seeing the man going right back into his car about to chase me again. But since I had a head start on the man, I decided to hide in a bush as I saw him speed down the block trying to find me again.
Please tell me you recorded it.
Right after this, I told my friends to all run back to my house and that the man was roaming around the block trying to look for all of us. When my friends came back to my house, I instantly showed them the video and they were truly scared. To this day, I have never been as scared for my life as I was that night.
What have we learned today, my fellow crows? To not use the same house. Rule number 5, do not go back to to the same house the next day. All these beautiful houses aligned on the block, and you choose to use the one that's not answered. I don't get the fun in that. Why would you keep using the same house? But they caught the wrong one. He was jumping curves, going over grass, people's yards and stuff just to get this dude. He parked right in front of him. But if any of you guys ever get chased by a car, the car is going this way, run back this way, because 9 times out of 10, either he's going to have to try to reverse and get to you. By the time you do that, you're going to be out of sight, or 2, he's just going to try to get out of the car and chase you. But by the time he tries to catch up to you, it's going to be too late. And then he's got to think about leaving his car out in the open with his keys in the ignition. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to distract and befuddle a lot of people. So just, if a car's going this way, go this way. If the car's going this way, go that way. Tips with Zems on how to ding dong ditch, and it may potentially save your life, my friend, if you're trying to get kidnapped. Story 2.
Most kids who play ding dong ditch are, I'd say, between the ages of 10 and 14. My friends and I, however, matured a little later. We were 16, juniors in high school.
That's still not bad.
We live in, I guess, what most would call the typical middle-class suburbs.
Must be nice.
Most of the houses are basic and look more or less the same. There is one house that a lot of people know about a few blocks away from me. It has an architectural style much different and more archaic looking than the rest. It had a for sale sign out front for the longest time. And I guess around a year after the for sale sign disappeared was when this story took place. We weren't sure if someone had moved in or not, as the grass never seemed to be cut. But on an uneventful weekend night, 2 friends and I wanted to play ding dong ditch on the house. The reason we wanted to target this house was simply because it was different, and we wondered if the person potentially living in it would be different as well.
Different is not always good, people. Please remember that.
AKA a better reaction. When we did this, we always had each person ring the bell at least once. My friend Joel went first. He tried ringing the bell, then said back to us the doorbell didn't seem to work. So we made knocking motions. He knocked on the door really hard. Then he ran for the bush next to the front door.
That's too close. That's too close.
Joel came running back. It was my turn to go. I ran up to the front door, and instead of giving a loud knock, I banged really hard on the door.
Oh shit!
As I banged, the door pushed open just a tad, giving me a near heart attack and causing me to Olympic sprint behind the bushes in the front of the house. I crouched down in the bushes alongside Joel and Eric, expecting someone to come outside. But the door just stayed in place, open just 1 or 2 inches.
Yeah, that's not right.
I guess I banged so hard the door pushed off the latch and caused it to creep open.
No.
At this point, we were wondering if anyone was even home, let alone if someone even lived here, considering there were no cars in the driveway or parked out in the street.
Then give another guy as a tip. If you're gonna do ding dong ditch, just make sure you go first. Do not go second, or don't go last. I think last is the worst one. If you just happen to not follow the rules and you're gonna use the same house, at least go first, because if you go first, the worst thing that can happen is they see you, but by the time you get off the step, they're gonna, you know, like, oh, I'll get them next time. But that also alerts them. So either they're gonna come up to the window, but okay, it's another one coming up. I wanna wait for the second one to get there. Or 2, the person could have been asleep and the first knock woke them up, so they have to get out of bed, right? And then about the time he gets to the door, the second person's already gonna be there knocking, and then he's going to grab the second person. The last person could be the potential person that he's going to wait for, because it's like, okay, now I'm ready. I got my shoes on and stuff, and there's one more coming. I'm about to get the third dude. Keep that in mind, people. Always go first on ding dong ditch. Not everything, but go first in ding dong ditch 100%.
Came up with the really stupid idea of going inside the house, since it didn't appear anyone was inside. I was the one to kind of lead the way inside, pushing the door open quietly and creeping into the living room. There wasn't any furniture in the living room besides a couple wooden chairs and an old-fashioned center table,
Red flag.
a coffee table I guess you'd call it, sitting in the middle of the room. Moonlight mixed with the light from the streetlights outside shone through the windows, so we could see enough if you're wondering how we saw without flashlights.
Yeah.
We crept into the kitchen, and this was where it got gross. There was a foul odor in there.
Leave.
When we opened the fridge, we realized where it was coming from. There was a bunch of old, expired, rotting things in there. The putrid smell was like a mix of long-spoiled milk and rotting meat. The fridge wasn't turned on, obviously. In our heads, this confirmed nobody could be living here. So we became a little less unnerved by the idea of someone possibly being in there as well. So with that, we decided we'd look upstairs. We were a lot less quiet now going up the stairs.
How the hell did Ding Dong Ditch turn into Detective Sherlock Holmes? That's what I want to know. I don't even know where that came from. Ding Dong Ditch, let's go inside the house that we just knocked on. Like,
there were a bunch of rooms upstairs. The house wasn't exactly tiny. All the doors were closed, so opening them was a little creepy, honestly. 3 of us split off into different rooms, just seeing if anything interesting would be inside. I left from one bedroom to another one, which already had the door open, so either Eric or Joel already went inside. It was another basically empty room. It had some old nightstand in the corner, and I could see marks on the floor from where a bed used to be. Then I heard a creaking sound in the room. The room was decently sized, but I didn't see either of them inside of here. However, I did see this huge black hole in the wall opposite me.
Glory hole.
I walked closer to it. It was literally this huge hole leading into the insides of the walls. It was pitch black in there. I couldn't see anything beyond the hole. But as I got closer, I heard breathing. I already knew it was one of them waiting to scare me.
No.
I said both their names.
Get out of there.
And they both called back what from different rooms. I don't have to explain what that meant and what was going on in my head.
Bro, oh my god, I'm getting scared.
While most people probably would have ran, I took a few steps closer to the hole out of my stupid curiosity. My two friends entered the room behind me, I guess giving me a little more confidence to step closer. I was maybe 4 feet from the hole when I thought I saw something in there. Something moving. My two friends were whispering, "What do you see?"
I'm scared. Oh my goodness.
I was dumb enough to get closer. I was probably 2 feet from the hole in the wall now, when someone's arm reached out from the darkness and started yanking on the collar of my shirt. My friends came to help, and in Joel's words, he clawed at the wrinkly, pale-looking arm until it let go. Then we bolted down.
Bro, look at my hands. I'm about to turn me into RoboCop. Drop it. Jeez.
Downstairs and out the front door. We contemplated calling the cops. But with the chance of someone actually living in there, we didn't want to basically admit to breaking and entering. We agreed to just not tell our parents or anyone about it that might get us in trouble.
Bro, this dude pretty much got strangled. Like Homer Simpson type strangled. A hand reached out, was like, "Why you little?" Yeah, nah, bro. I would have called the police or something. But then again, you kind of trespassing. But then again, did the person own the home? I don't know. That's kind of a double-edged sword. Because technically, you'd have got caught for trespassing and breaking and entering. And then, but the other guy could have got the same thing as well. And it could have been a possible serial killer. But he also could have been living there because the food in there was spoiled. Or did he just remove the home sign and just go and live there so people don't bother buying it? Let me know down in the comment section what you think.
At a certain hour in the night, you enter a certain mental state in which you're not expecting to be disturbed by the outside world. Like, for example, hearing the doorbell or your phone ringing at 3 a.m. is something that would send shivers down most people's spines.
Mine sure did.
So I guess I'll start by saying this was in July of 2020. I don't run the AC much. I tend to leave the windows open with the fan on full blast by my bed.
Damn, son.
It was very late in the night. I'd been in bed for hours, that's all you need to know. I remember waking up, but not knowing why. I thought I heard some kind of dinging sound, but I couldn't tell for sure. I turned off the fan for a minute, listened, but it didn't happen again.
It's a dream.
So I turned the fan back on and lay back down. But a few moments later I heard it again. Turned the fan off quickly this time, and I realized it was the doorbell I was hearing.
At what time? Oh my gosh. No.
I looked at the clock and started to feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Don't answer.
Who could be ringing my bell in the middle of the night?
Not answering.
I grabbed one of my baseball bats from my closet and made my way downstairs.
Doorbell cameras for the win.
I did so quietly, so that I could sneak to the window and peek outside. There wasn't anyone on the front deck. Naturally, having to defend my property, I opened the front door and stepped out onto the deck. No one in sight. Some stupid kids ding-dong ditching. What else? Though all that was going through my head was that any kids doing that at this hour were real sons of bitches.
If you have to defend your house, make sure you defend it on the inside because you know your house better than they do. And on the outside, you don't know what they got out there or what they have waiting for you. Please don't step outside, especially with a baseball bat. Like, what you gonna do, hit a home run? What if they're gonna do, got a gun? You're gonna bat the bullets? Like, come on, bro. I mean, it's better than nothing, but don't just step outside where you see nothing with a baseball bat.
I closed the door, but I sat in the living room expecting it to happen again. I gave it a few minutes. Then as I was halfway up the stairs,
I got you
I went
now.
as fast as I could down the stairs and back to the front door. I didn't catch them in time though. I wasn't about to deal with this. I got 911 on the phone and told them some little shits were ding-dong ditching my house at this insane hour. The operator wasn't really helpful though. He said it's very likely just some stupid kids and to just stop answering the door and they'll eventually give up.
Well, I mean, that didn't really make much sense to me. He said he called the police and said some punk kids are ding-dong ditching his house at this point in time. And then the operator said it might just be some kids. Yeah, I mean, he just said that. Unless I'm tripping, right? Didn't he just say he told him it was kids?
I got 911 on the phone and told them some little shits were ding-dong ditching my house at this insane hour. The operator wasn't really helpful though. He said it's very likely just some stupid kids and to just stop answering the door and they'll eventually give up.
But he just told him it was kids. But I don't know, whatever. He just pretty much told him the same thing he said. So yeah, the operator was useless.
When I asked, he said to call back if they really don't give up or if they go beyond ringing the doorbell. Didn't like hearing that though. It made me a little uneasy.
Yep.
I went back upstairs to my room and turned on the fan full blast to block out the sound of the doorbell. I heard it again over the sound of the fan, but I didn't entertain it. I just really hoped it was actually some dumb kids. When it finally seemed like they'd given up, some loud sound made me jump in my bed.
Somebody opened the window.
I didn't know what it was, but I looked at my window and saw that it was getting soaked. It took me a second to understand someone was spraying my window with the hose. It stopped after a few seconds. I didn't even want to move out of the bed in fear that they would hear that, even as much as I wanted to go for the phone. Then there was a voice, not of a child's. It was a deeper voice, though I can't say exactly how deep because there was someone calling up, "Hey, come outside to your shed."
Was it Corpse Husband?
I wanted to be anywhere but in my house at that moment. I got up and looked out the wet window, but there was no one down there. I went for the phone and called the cops again. The same operator picked up. After telling him what just happened, he told me to sit tight and wait for an officer to arrive at my house. Then we hung up. I had a little more peace of mind now, but still, I went downstairs to the den area of my house, which is the lowest level of my house, ground level to the backyard. The back door is in the den, as is the back entrance to the garage. I looked out the window to the shed in the backyard. I could see one of the two doors to the shed was swung completely open. I couldn't see into the shed, and no way was I going out there. But while expecting someone to poke their head out from the shed, I heard a light creak and noticed in the corner of my eye the back door to the garage opening. It opened in a manner that I knew it was pushed.
Not about to get me again.
It wasn't the wind. Looking into the dark abyss that was my garage, someone went, "Psst," to break the silence. They were inside my house. I went for the front door and waited outside in front of my house. My garage door was open. My idiot self didn't lock it, and I must have not heard it opening over the sound of the
Now
fan.
they're in your house.
A police car pulled up in front of my house moments later, and he had me wait with him while he called for backup when he realized this was a break-in case. When two other officers eventually came to help look around the house, I stayed outside with one while the other two checked the house and backyard
Did they
shed.
find someone though?
When they said it was safe to come in, I did a little searching myself before they did a police report and left. Of course, from this point on, I always make sure to remember to lock everything. This was extra terrifying for me because it started as what I hoped was just a couple kids pulling a prank, and it turned into someone literally breaking into my house.
You need to upgrade your baseball bat. You need to put some nails or a spike or something on that damn bat, because that ain't it, Chief. And then don't leave your house unattended, because that could have been a distraction. What if he said, "Hey, come to your shed," and you're like, "Oh, okay, oh boy, I'm gonna go to the shed." Oh. While you going to the shed doing all that, another dude just comes in and walks in your house and waits for you to get in there, and then they kill you and then take your stuff and then leave. But whoever will turn on a water hose and spray his window is some type of weird. And it was also interesting to see the other side of the ding dong ditch. Usually it's the person that's doing the ding dong ditch, but when you are the person being ding dong ditch, it kind of hit different. But if you guys enjoyed this content, remember this is by Mr. Nightmare. Be sure you go stop by and go check out part 2, if not on my channel, on his channel, by swooping down to the description box and hitting that link and go watch the videos in entirety. I'll be pausing, stopping, talking, do the whole thing. Thank you guys so much, man. 1,500 right around the corner. Like I said, I greatly appreciate it. Keep showing love, keep showing support, and the videos will keep coming. I am Reprisalzems, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know down in the comment section which video you thought was the worst.